Well, hello, this is Dr. Doug Carlson, and I'd like to point out a couple other features from the article that I wrote in Dentaltown concerning mistakes that dentists make in their 30s and their 50s. Right now, I'd like to talk about dentists in their 30s. In the article, I talk about a simple budget and go through how to do it. I'd like to go through a little bit more detail today as to how to work that out. For dentists in particular, at any age, less than 5% actually budget. We hate to do that. We like money, we like spending money, but budgeting is just not in our genes. Quicken and Mint talk about all the time and how important it is, but who really does it? Well, for you guys in your early 30s starting out, it's good to have some semblance of a budget. So we're going to show you an easy way to do it today. Okay, take home pay first is where you want to start. Or if you're in private practice, your net minus whatever taxes you're going to have. And state, federal, and self-employment add up to about 35%. So let's say as a young dentist, you're taking home about $6,000 a month. Now that's not a whole lot, but that's fairly typical for the young dentist starting out. Well, let's take out some known quantities that you know in your head. Your rent, it may be $1,500 a month. These are monthly figures. Car payment, probably another $500 or so. You can easily know what that is. Student loans, maybe $1,500 a month. This is all coming off that $6,000. Auto, beyond your car payment, this is for insurance, maintenance, fuel, and that sort of thing. For one auto averages amongst young dentists right at about $350 per month. Groceries, for one, you're going to spend $250 per month. For two, it's going to be about $500. Utilities and phone. This includes electricity, gas, sewer, water, but it also includes cable TV and phones, cell phones in particular. This one actually averages about $500 a month for young dentists. Yeah, it's more than your auto expenses and your groceries, or it's about the same as those combined. Well, let's subtract those all out from your $6,000 and we come up with $2,000, $3,500, $4,100. In this case, we come up with $4,600 in fixed expenses that you pay every month. These aren't totally fixed because these and these and these will change slightly, but we can call them fixed because they're pretty steady. That leaves you with about $1,400 per month for what I call play money. This is for clothing, dining out, sports activities, concerts, vacations, can be gifts too. In other words, things that you spend just on your own. That's $1,400 a month here. Now, if you want to put some savings in also, which I always encourage, maybe your budget for fun things is $1,000 a month or about $250 a week. That's fine. Well, how do you budget that? Well, if you pay most things on credit cards, that's $1,000 a month. If you're over $1,000, say $1,200, that means next month you get to spend $800. Or if you have ATMs, you can use that too for cash. Any way you look at it, this is an easy way to see how much extra spending money you have per month on special things that you like to do for yourself or do for others. Simple? Yeah. So keep that in mind. I talked about having a budget. This one, I'm going to talk about two things. First of all are financial emergencies and having an emergency fund. Disability, medical emergencies, all sorts of things can happen and really severely debilitate the dentist financially at any time in your career. In your 30s, it's very important to establish early 6 months worth of spending or 6 months worth of budgeting. That's about $40,000. That's difficult to do, to save up that amount with all the debt you've incurred, and also the fact from the previous video that it's hard to put away a whole lot each month. But it's very imperative to have an emergency fund in place as quickly as you can. I would do it before buying a home. Why? Well, there's two cases I know of personally. One was a dentist in his 40s who had a ski accident, broke his leg in multiple places, and was out of practice for 4 months. Yes, he had guys like me come in and help him for half a day a week just to save the practice. But he had no emergency fund and he was in debt, paying off medical bills and other problems he had in his practice just not being there for 6 years. Another dentist I know was in his 50s, had a stroke and was out for 6 months. Again, he had people coming in and helping him with the practice, but he had enough money saved that he really did not have financial problems afterwards. So please, establish an emergency fund. Very important. That's one of the safety nets, one of the areas of insurance that you need to look at in your 30s. Second topic, secret accounts, keeping secrets about money from your spouse. It's imperative either before you get married or shortly after to lay everything out on the table, especially your debt. So many couples keep secret savings accounts just in case something may happen later on. Well, whenever they do that, that something that may happen later on usually does. A lot of professionals get divorced in their late 40s and early 50s. Dentists, that happens to a lot. Those that have these secret accounts comprise a lot of those. So please, keep things open with your spouse. Actually, it's important to keep things open with your kids too later on. Let them in on your financial situation, but please, no secret accounts. That is totally debilitating to a marriage. Thanks so much for listening. Hopefully you'll have a great week. You're in a wonderful profession.